I had another question when I was reading your section on what you call throat clearing. Those kind of nice sounding but meaningless expressions that precede the main thought of a sentence, like "it is clear that," or "it's worth noting that," or "we respectfully suggest that." And I would agree with you that in the main, that's to be avoided. But it brought to mind that maybe there are some exceptions. And I recall one of my favorite anecdotes about writing is I don't remember the author, but the author was asked why he had left a comma in this sentence. It was, "After dinner, comma, the men went into the living room." And the author's charming explanation to this was, "This particular comma was a way of giving the men time to push back their chairs and stand up." And I thought maybe something similar could be said for throat clearing. That maybe it gives the reader some time to sit on and absorb the meal that that he just digested in the previous paragraph or thought before launching into a new thought represented in the new sentence and new paragraph. So I wondered if your admonition against throat clearing would permit of an exception like that for that purpose.
No, I think that's a really good observation, Tim. And oftentimes, let's say you're writing a letter to opposing counsel, for example. Generally, I do think it diminishes the clarity and impedes communication when you use throat clearing unnecessarily. But I think your point is very well taken, Tim, that there are exceptions to virtually every rule. And I think this one, as you point out, is subject to exceptions. Sometimes you do want to soften what you were saying, whether it's in a letter to opposing counsel, a letter to a client, or even a brief, that, maybe you do want to say, use throat clearing. We do this in dissents all of the time. I feel that, or I believe that the majority is mistaken on this point. Well, you really don't, if I write a dissent, it's really pretty implicit that it's my belief, and that to some extent is throat clearing. But maybe I do want to just not accuse the majority of being mistaken and want to flag the fact that it's just my opinion. It's just my belief. And so I think all of us do this maybe intuitively. And I think your observation is very well taken.
Yeah, although Tim, if you're writing a sentence that gives you such indigestion that throat clearing is necessary, rather than clearing the throat, maybe you need to take a second look at that sentence that's causing the indigestion. Send it on over to me. I'll clean it up for you.
Well, as much as I hate the suggestion that any of my work needs editing, I do think that's actually a very good point.